Imagine moving into the future without feeling tense about it, without constantly wondering what might go wrong, without carrying that quiet anxiety that lingers every time the world feels unstable. None of us know what tomorrow will bring, and the world will continue to shift in ways we can't predict or control. But that doesn't mean you have to feel powerless inside it. Be honest for a moment. How often does uncertainty steal your peace? How many times has a headline, a sudden change, or an unexpected challenge sent your mind spiraling, replaying scenarios that drain your energy long before anything actually happens? Most people don't struggle because life is chaotic. They struggle because they live in constant reaction to what might happen next. Their emotions rise and fall with circumstances. Their sense of security depends on outcomes they don't control, and without realizing it, they give their inner stability away to the outside world. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology ever put language to it. They knew that while the future will always be uncertain, the real danger isn't what's coming, it's facing it without inner discipline. When the mind isn't trained, uncertainty feels like a threat. But when it is, uncertainty becomes just another condition of life, not something that can shake you. This isn't about pretending everything will work out or forcing optimism. It's about becoming so grounded in how you think and respond that chaos loses its grip, that the future no longer feels like an enemy waiting to strike, and that no matter what unfolds, you remain steady within yourself. The world isn't going to slow down or get quieter. The pressure will remain, but you don't have to move with it. You can become calm without becoming passive, strong without becoming rigid, and stable in a world that never stops shifting. That's the kind of Stoic power Marcus Aurelius wrote about, not to sound wise, but to carry responsibility and uncertainty without losing clarity or self-command. So stay with me. What we're about to explore will reshape how you see uncertainty, how you respond to pressure, and how you build a mind that remains unshaken no matter what arrives. And if this way of thinking resonates, the clarity, the calm, the discipline, consider subscribing. It supports this work and keeps these ideas alive. Let's begin. We live in a world constantly trying to pull us in different directions. Every day, we're bombarded by distractions, expectations, and endless noise. It feels like there's always something out of our reach, something we can't control. But here's the truth. You don't need to control everything. In fact, you can't. And trying to will only drain your energy and peace of mind. The key to navigating 2026, or any year for that matter, lies in recognizing where your power truly lies, within yourself. The Stoics taught us this long ago. Epictetus put it simply, some things are up to us, some things are not up to us. This single statement carries an immense weight. It's not about trying to control everything around us. It's about mastering what we can, the way we think, the way we act, the choices we make. You see, the world will always be chaotic. It's how we respond to it that matters. When you're faced with challenges, it's easy to get lost in the swirl of things you can't change. Other people's actions, the global economy, the weather. But if you focus your energy on what you can control, your thoughts, your decisions, your response to situations, you'll find that a lot of the external noise fades away. You stop wasting time and mental energy on things beyond your grasp. The less you engage with the things you can't control, the more peace you'll find in the things you can. And when the overwhelming weight of the world starts pressing down on you, remind yourself, can I control this? If the answer is no, let it go. The strength in letting go is not about giving up, it's about choosing where to place your focus. Your peace, your energy, your time are yours to manage. Hold on to them tightly and direct them toward the things that truly matter. But this isn't always easy. We're creatures of habit, and it's easy to get swept up in the constant flow of external chaos. We feel like we have to be involved in everything, always. The pressure to keep up, to engage, to react, it's exhausting. It burns us out. And yet, Stoic wisdom has always reminded us to step back, to evaluate where our energy is going. This means you need to set clear boundaries in your life, not just with others, but with yourself. Identify the things that drain you unnecessarily. The more you focus on your internal world, the way you think, your reactions, and your inner peace, the more you'll realize that most of the things you worry about don't need your attention. There's a certain beauty in this realization, a sense of freedom that comes with acknowledging that not everything requires your energy. The less you fight against what you can't control, the more power you reclaim over your own mind. This isn't to say you should become indifferent to the world around you. Far from it. But it's about having the wisdom to know what matters and what doesn't. The Stoics were masters of this. They didn't live in a bubble, ignoring the world. Instead, they engaged with life as it was, while constantly remembering where their true power lay, in choosing their responses. And this focus on what we can control leads to another powerful realization. The way we think shapes everything. We are the architects of our own minds. What we believe, how we react to others, the stories we tell ourselves, these are all within our grasp. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This simple but profound statement is a call to arms in the battle against the noise of the world. We get so caught up in trying to control everything around us that we forget to focus on the one thing that can truly change our lives: how we think. If you're constantly reacting to the chaos outside, you'll never feel truly at peace. But if you focus on cultivating a mind that responds with calm and clarity, you'll realize that the world's madness doesn't have to affect you in the same way. Your thoughts are yours to control, and within them lies your power. This isn't just about avoiding distractions or keeping a positive mindset. It's about the deeper, more uncomfortable work of examining your beliefs and thought patterns. Every time something goes wrong, ask yourself, what do I believe about this situation? What story am I telling myself? Often, our reactions are driven by unconscious beliefs. Beliefs that tell us we're not enough, that we can't handle something, that the world is against us. But once you realize that you have the power to shape your own beliefs, everything shifts. Instead of reacting with fear or frustration, you begin to choose a response grounded in clarity and strength. You don't need to control the outcome. You just need to control how you engage with it. When you stop letting your beliefs dictate your actions, you reclaim your autonomy. The world might still be chaotic, but your response can be steady, rooted in purpose. As the days go by in 2026, you'll encounter countless situations that feel out of control. But remember that you have the ability to choose how you engage with them. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the unpredictability of life, you'll feel empowered. And as you focus on the things that matter, your values, your reactions, your thoughts, you'll see how much energy you've been wasting on the things that don't deserve your attention. In those moments when it feels like the world is spinning out of control, pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is no, let it go. There's nothing more freeing than understanding that your peace doesn't have to depend on the world around you. When you start living this way, you'll find that the world, while still unpredictable, becomes much less overwhelming. You'll have the clarity and strength to handle whatever comes your way. And that, my friends, is how you reclaim your power in an unpredictable world. Let go of the noise. Focus on your inner strength And remember that what truly matters is within your control. The world is full of noise, opinions flying at us from every direction. Social media, news, conversations with friends, everyone has something to say. It's easy to get swept up in all of it. You're bombarded with the latest hot takes, the next big debate, the outrage of the moment. The temptation is strong to join in, to have an opinion on everything, to react to every little thing that catches your attention. But what if I told you that you don't need to? What if I told you that it's okay to simply let go of unnecessary opinions? In fact, it might be the best thing you could do for your peace of mind. The truth is, most of the opinions being thrown around don't directly affect your life or your well-being. They're distractions. They don't add value to your personal growth or happiness. In fact, they often do the opposite. They create anxiety, confusion, and a sense of being overwhelmed. We live in a time where it feels like everyone is talking, but no one is truly listening. Opinions fly freely, but they often come without understanding or depth. The endless cycle of reactions and debates doesn't move us forward. It only takes us in circles. And when we get caught up in it, we lose focus on the things that really matter to us. Imagine how much energy you could save if you simply stopped engaging with every opinion or every piece of news. Picture a life where you choose what to focus on, where you make space for the things that bring you peace, that contribute to your growth, instead of letting everything else crowd your mind. This is the essence of Stoicism, learning to control what you can, your thoughts, your actions, and your responses, and letting go of everything else. When you stop trying to control what others think or say, you free yourself from the pressure to keep up with every trend or join every argument. This doesn't mean you become indifferent to the world around you. Far from it. It means that you cultivate discernment. You choose what deserves your attention and what doesn't. There are moments when engaging with others, sharing your thoughts, or standing up for what you believe is necessary. But not everything requires your opinion. Not everything deserves your reaction. In the quiet moments of your life, when the noise is finally turned down, you'll find clarity. You'll find the things that truly matter to you, the values you want to live by, the goals you want to achieve, the people you want to spend your time with. And yet, this doesn't come easily. We've been conditioned to react, to have an opinion on everything. It feels like we're supposed to have a stance on every issue, to keep up with the world's demands. But think about the toll it takes on you. The constant need to be informed, the pressure to voice your thoughts on every subject. It can be draining. When you let go of unnecessary opinions, you allow your mind to rest. You create space for deeper reflection, for intentional action. You stop being reactive and start being proactive. You stop following the noise and start leading your own life. This doesn't mean you retreat from the world entirely. It doesn't mean you close yourself off to new ideas or conversations that matter. It means you become more selective about where you direct your energy. Just because something is happening in the world doesn't mean it's meant to be your battle. You don't have to fight every fight, engage in every argument, or have an opinion on every issue. In fact, the more you detach from this constant need to engage, the more you allow yourself to focus on what's truly important, your own growth, your relationships, your contributions. When you let go of the need to conform to everyone else's opinions, you give yourself the freedom to discover who you truly are. You stop living in reaction to the world and start living according to your own principles. You no longer feel the need to please others or fit into a mold. Instead, you focus on being authentic to yourself. This is the true power of letting go of unnecessary opinions. You stop being shaped by others' voices and start being shaped by your own inner truth. In practical terms, this means setting boundaries. Boundaries with the people around you, yes, but also boundaries with yourself. You decide what's worth your time and attention. You decide what opinions you want to entertain and which ones you'll let pass by. You get to choose what you engage with. When you make this choice, you reclaim your mental space. You reclaim your emotional energy. You reclaim your life. The world will always try to pull you in many different directions. It will always try to get you to react, to have an opinion, to join the latest trend. But you don't have to follow. You don't have to engage. Instead, choose to listen more, to reflect more, and to speak when it matters. This is the power of Stoicism, the ability to control what's within and let go of the rest. You'll find that when you stop clinging to unnecessary opinions, you free yourself to truly focus on the things that bring you peace and fulfillment. So the next time you're caught up in the swirl of others' opinions, remember Marcus Aurelius's words. We always have the power to have no opinion. Take a step back, breathe, and choose where to direct your energy. Let everything else pass you by. We live in a world that constantly demands our attention. From work responsibilities to social commitments to endless notifications that steal our focus, it feels like we're always in motion. But how much of it actually matters? How much of what we do day in and day out is truly essential to our growth and well-being? If you stop for a moment and really think about it, you'll likely realize that a huge portion of your daily activities is unnecessary. Things that don't contribute to your goals, your happiness, or your peace of mind. It's easy to get swept up in obligations that seem urgent, but don't actually move us forward. We convince ourselves that all these distractions are necessary, but in reality, they only hold us back. And that's where the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius can make a real difference. He wisely advised, ask yourself at every moment, is this thing essential? If it's not, get rid of it. Imagine living your life with that kind of clarity, constantly checking in with yourself and eliminating the things that don't truly serve you. As we step into 2026, it's the perfect time to reflect on how we're spending our time and energy. Take a hard look at your habits, your commitments, and the things that fill your day. How many of them are moving you closer to where you want to be? How many are simply taking up space, draining your mental and emotional energy without contributing anything of value? Whether it's the extra meetings you don't really need to attend, the people-pleasing obligations that leave you feeling exhausted, or the endless scrolling through social media that eats away at your time, these are the things that keep us stuck. And if we don't actively decide to eliminate them, we risk spending another year overwhelmed, burnt out, and distracted from what truly matters. The truth is, we have more control over our time and energy than we often admit. We just have to be willing to let go of the things that don't align with our priorities. This idea of eliminating what's not essential doesn't just apply to tasks. It applies to everything in your life, from physical possessions to mental clutter. Take a moment to assess your surroundings. Are you holding on to things that no longer serve you? Physical possessions, old habits, outdated goals, even negative self-talk, they all take up space in your life. And just like cleaning out a closet, the process of decluttering your life can be incredibly freeing. Imagine waking up every day knowing exactly where to focus your energy, feeling lighter and more focused on what truly matters. When you begin to clear out the distractions, you make room for the things that bring you joy, growth, and fulfillment. The simple act of letting go can have a profound impact on your mental and emotional state. You'll feel more in control, more present, and more aligned with your goals. This is where real transformation starts. By eliminating the non-essential, you create space for the essential. But here's the thing, letting go is not always easy. We're creatures of habit, and often we hold on to things out of comfort or fear. We may worry that if we let go of a certain obligation or habit, we'll lose something important. But what we're really losing is the time and energy that could be better spent on things that bring us growth and fulfillment. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." This is the ultimate goal, becoming the person you are meant to be, and that requires letting go of everything that doesn't serve that purpose. When you choose to prioritize what truly matters, you move closer to that authentic version of yourself, and the more you shed the unnecessary, the clearer your path becomes. It's a journey of self-discovery, where each step brings you closer to living in alignment with your deepest values. It's also important to remember that eliminating the non-essential isn't about creating a perfect life. It's about finding balance and focus. It's about saying no to the things that don't align with your true desires, so that you can say yes to the things that do. And when you embrace this mindset, you'll find that the world doesn't fall apart because you've let go of something. In fact, you might find that you have more time, more energy, and more clarity to focus on what really matters. The more we clutter our lives with distractions, the less room we have for growth. By simplifying, we make space for new opportunities, deeper connections, and a clearer sense of purpose. In 2026, it's time to get serious about what's essential. This means taking an honest look at the things you're doing, the people you're surrounding yourself with, and the habits you're nurturing. Does this thing add value to your life? Does it move you closer to your goals? If the answer is no, it's time to let go. This is a challenging but necessary step if you want to live with intention and clarity. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle of life, to think that more is better. But more doesn't always mean better. It just means more to manage. And the more we manage, the less we live. Life becomes a series of tasks and obligations, rather than a journey of purpose and growth. Take the time to reflect on what you truly want out of this year. What are your values? What are your priorities? What kind of person do you want to become? Once you have that clarity, everything else will fall into place. You'll begin to see what needs to stay and what needs to go. And as you clear away the clutter, you'll make room for what truly serves you, your passions, your dreams, your relationships. This is how you create a life that's aligned with your deepest desires, a life that feels full, purposeful, and meaningful. So, ask yourself, what can I eliminate today to make space for what truly matters? What is not essential? Once you've answered that, take action, start small, and keep going. The more you let go, the lighter and more focused you'll become. And in 2026, you'll find yourself on a path that's clear, purposeful, and filled with potential. The morning is a sacred time, quiet, peaceful, and full of potential. Yet too often, we waste it. Instead of using those first moments of the day to set the tone for what's to come, we get lost in distractions. The endless scroll of social media, checking emails, or rushing through our morning routine without purpose. We give away the most valuable time of our day to mindless habits that don't serve us. But here's the truth. How you spend your mornings can change everything. It's the foundation on which your entire day is built. If you start your day with intention, you set yourself up for success. If you waste it, you start behind. Marcus Aurelius understood this well. He wrote, "You were not put here to huddle under the covers and stay warm." That's a powerful reminder. You weren't born to stay comfortable. You were meant to get up, face the world, and make things happen. When you wake up in the morning, you're given a blank slate. The world is still quiet, still asleep, and the possibilities for the day are endless. But it's easy to let this time slip away. It feels like the easiest thing to do is grab your phone, check your notifications, and let the noise of the world start flooding in. But every minute you spend on these distractions is a minute you could have used to build the life you want. The Stoics believed in the importance of starting the day right. They understood that mornings weren't just about waking up. They were about setting the stage for everything that would follow. The first few moments of your day are the most important because they're the ones you have complete control over. The way you wake up will influence the way you approach the rest of your day. This is your chance to focus before the world starts demanding things from you. Instead of letting yourself be pulled in different directions by external forces, use the first hour of your day to center yourself. You might start with a moment of reflection, reminding yourself of your goals, your values, and your purpose. Maybe you'll plan your day, taking time to prioritize what matters most. Or perhaps you'll simply get moving, stretch, exercise, or take a walk outside. It doesn't matter how you spend that time, as long as it's intentional. The key is to use that quiet, undisturbed space to set the tone for the rest of your day. When you begin your morning with purpose, you start your day on your terms, not the terms of everyone else around you or the distractions that constantly vie for your attention. Your morning is the perfect opportunity to prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for what's ahead. It's the time to align yourself with your values, your vision, and your goals. When you use your mornings wisely, you can approach the day with clarity, focus, and a sense of purpose. The world is going to try to pull you in 100 different directions. But if you take control of your mornings, you'll have the mental and emotional strength to handle whatever comes your way. Whether it's facing a difficult task at work, navigating a challenging situation, or simply staying on track with your goals, starting your day with intention gives you the resilience you need to make it through. But this isn't just about productivity. It's about creating a life that aligns with your deepest values. How you spend your mornings reflects what you truly care about. If you wake up and immediately get caught up in distractions, it's a sign that you're letting external forces control your life. But if you wake up with a sense of purpose, you're taking back control. You're saying, "This day is mine, and I'm going to use it to become the person I want to be." And that is the true power of a meaningful morning routine. Carl Jung, the influential psychologist, once said, "Your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart." The clarity you need to live a fulfilling life doesn't come from outside sources. It comes from within. And the morning is the perfect time to tap into that inner clarity. By taking time to connect with yourself before the noise of the day takes over, you make sure that the choices you make throughout the day are aligned with your true desires. When you start your morning with a clear mind, you're setting yourself up to make better decisions, to act with purpose, and to move through the day with confidence. One of the most powerful aspects of a morning routine is that it's a habit you can build. The more consistently you use your mornings wisely, the more natural it becomes. You start to crave that quiet time for reflection, for planning, for growth. You begin to realize that the way you start your day is a reflection of the kind of life you want to live. And over time, this small but powerful change can have a huge impact on your overall well-being. The best part? It's in your control. You get to choose how to start your day, and that choice can lead to a better, more focused, and more fulfilling life. So, as you move into 2026, remember this simple but profound truth. The way you begin your day matters. The Stoics understood that a good life begins with a good start. They knew that the foundation for everything they accomplished was built in the quiet moments of the morning. You don't need to huddle under the covers, avoiding the world. Instead, rise up with purpose. Take charge of your mornings, and you'll take charge of your life. When you wake up with intention, everything else falls into place. At the end of the day, when the world begins to quiet down and the rush of daily activities starts to fade, there's a powerful practice that can help you truly grow: reflection. This isn't just about looking back on what you did, ticking off tasks from your to-do list. It's about taking a moment to pause, breathe, and understand yourself. Seneca often emphasized the importance of reviewing his day through journaling, reflecting on his actions, his thoughts, and his reactions. He didn't just record events. He used this time to examine himself, to learn from his experiences. Reflection is an opportunity to step outside the hustle and bustle of life, to look at the bigger picture and ask, what did I do well today? What could I have done better? And what will I do differently tomorrow? These aren't just questions, they're tools for growth, shaping you into a better version of yourself, day by day. We often move through life on autopilot, reacting to whatever comes our way without taking the time to fully process it. But by dedicating a few minutes at the end of each day to reflect, you start to break this cycle. Reflection allows you to become aware of your thoughts and actions. It gives you the chance to notice patterns, identify areas of improvement, and celebrate your successes. It's about understanding yourself on a deeper level, beyond just what happened during the day. When you reflect, you shift from being a passive observer of your life to an active participant in your own development. It's not just about reviewing events, it's about reviewing how you show up in your own life. How did you react to challenges? Did you live in alignment with your values? What can you do differently tomorrow to be a better version of yourself? The beauty of reflection is that it doesn't require perfection. It's not about judging yourself harshly or beating yourself up over mistakes. It's about looking at the day with honesty and compassion. We all make mistakes. We all have moments where we could have done better. But those moments don't define us. What defines us is how we learn from them and how we move forward. Journaling for many people is the simplest and most effective way to reflect. But it's not about writing down every single detail of your day. It's about writing what matters. What were the key moments? What feelings surfaced throughout the day? What decisions did you make, and why? By capturing your thoughts in writing, you create space for clarity. Your journal becomes a mirror, reflecting not just the events of the day, but your inner world. When you write, you give yourself the chance to see your thoughts laid out in front of you. You gain perspective on what's going on inside, and you start to recognize the patterns that shape your actions. Over time, this process of writing and reflecting builds a deeper awareness of yourself and your journey. And in that awareness, you'll find the strength to keep evolving. It's important to remember that this isn't just about fixing mistakes. Reflection is also a time to recognize your progress, to acknowledge the moments where you did well. Maybe you handled a difficult conversation with grace. Maybe you stuck to your goals despite distractions. Maybe you simply showed up and did the best you could in a challenging day. Recognizing these moments is just as important as acknowledging where you fell short. Each success, no matter how small, is a victory. And by taking the time to celebrate those moments, you reinforce the habits and mindsets that help you grow. You start to build confidence in your ability to handle life's challenges. Reflection becomes a tool not just for improvement, but for encouragement. As you make reflection a daily habit, you'll find that you become more intentional about your actions. When you know you'll be reflecting on your day, you start to make better choices throughout the day. You start to live with more awareness. Your actions become more aligned with your goals and values. And even on the days when you feel like you didn't do your best, reflection offers a chance to reset and realign. Instead of feeling defeated, you see the opportunity for growth, for a fresh start tomorrow. The Stoics believed in the power of the present moment. They understood that how you show up today shapes who you become tomorrow. By reflecting on your actions and learning from them, you ensure that each day becomes a step forward on your journey. It's easy to feel like we're stuck in our routines, like we're not making progress. But reflection shows us that even the smallest actions, the quietest moments, matter. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. Every decision, every interaction, every thought is a chance to become the person you want to be. Reflection isn't just a tool for understanding the past. It's a tool for shaping the future. And when you commit to this process, you start to see how much you can achieve, how much you can evolve. It's a simple practice, but it's one that can transform your life. So, at the end of each day, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What could I have done better? What will I do differently tomorrow? Use your reflection to understand yourself, to grow stronger, and to align your actions with your values. And as you do this, you'll find that each day becomes a building block for a better, more intentional life. Life isn't meant to be easy. It's not meant to be smooth sailing all the time, where everything falls perfectly into place, and there's no challenge, no struggle. If we're constantly comfortable, we stop growing. Growth comes from facing discomfort, from pushing ourselves in ways that force us to adapt and change. The truth is, it's the hard moments that shape us, that build our strength and resilience. But we don't like to hear that, do we? We avoid discomfort at all costs. We take the path of least resistance, looking for shortcuts, seeking pleasure, and running from challenges. But here's the reality. If you want to grow in 2026, if you want to live a life full of purpose and strength, you need to embrace discomfort. You need to step out of your comfort zone and face the hard things head-on. Seneca understood this deeply. He didn't just talk about embracing discomfort. He lived it. He would set aside days where he lived with minimal comforts, deliberately choosing hardship to remind himself that he could endure anything life threw his way. He didn't shy away from the tough moments. Instead, he leaned into them. He knew that the ability to endure hardship was what made him strong. The more he exposed himself to discomfort, the more he realized how much he was capable of. This is one of the key lessons the Stoics taught us. It's not the absence of difficulty that leads to growth, but the ability to face it with courage and resolve. In the quiet moments of hardship, we discover our true potential, and the more we face, the stronger we become. We live in a world that's designed for comfort. Think about it. From the moment we wake up, there are countless ways to avoid discomfort. Soft beds, easy access to food, instant entertainment. We've created a life that caters to our desire for ease. But the problem is, when we constantly avoid discomfort, we miss out on the growth that comes from overcoming challenges. Our lives become shallow, predictable, and stagnant. And it's easy to fall into this trap, isn't it? The temptation to stay comfortable, to avoid the hard work, the difficult conversations, the things that push us beyond our limits. But if you want to live a life that's truly fulfilling, you have to stop running from discomfort. You have to challenge yourself. In 2026, make it your goal to step into discomfort regularly. Start small, but start. Whether it's waking up earlier, working out even when you're tired, or tackling a difficult conversation you've been avoiding, push yourself. The more you expose yourself to discomfort, the more resilient you'll become. You'll realize that you can handle much more than you thought. You'll develop mental and emotional strength, and you'll discover a sense of inner power that can carry you through the toughest of times. Life won't be free of challenges, but you'll become someone who meets them with confidence, someone who knows how to endure and grow. The more you embrace discomfort, the more adaptable you become. Life isn't static, it's constantly changing, and so are we. The ability to adapt to change, to adjust to new situations, and to overcome obstacles is what allows us to thrive. But we can't adapt if we're always avoiding discomfort. Think about it. Every time you face a challenge, you're forced to think differently, to change the way you do things. You become more flexible, more open to new experiences. You stop being afraid of change and start embracing it as an opportunity to grow. Discomfort becomes less of a threat and more of a teacher, guiding you toward greater resilience and wisdom. Carl Jung once said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." This is the essence of embracing discomfort. It's not about what life throws at you, it's about how you choose to respond to it. You can either let discomfort break you, or you can let it transform you. Every challenge, every moment of hardship is an opportunity to choose who you become. When you face discomfort with courage, you shape yourself into someone stronger, someone more capable, and someone who can handle whatever life throws your way. But this transformation doesn't happen if you run from the hard stuff. It happens when you step toward it, when you choose to face it head on. You might be thinking, but discomfort hurts. It's uncomfortable, it's painful. And you're right, it is. But that's precisely why it's so valuable. Growth doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from enduring it, learning from it, and becoming stronger because of it. The more you challenge yourself to do things that push you out of your comfort zone, the more you'll grow in ways you never thought possible. You'll start to realize that discomfort is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It's the catalyst for your transformation. In the past, whenever you felt uncomfortable, you may have tried to escape it. You might have reached for distractions, numbed yourself, or avoided the challenge altogether. But in 2026, try something different. When discomfort arises, lean into it. Don't run away from it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? The answer might not come immediately, but with time, you'll see the benefits. The discomfort you once feared will become the fuel that drives you forward. And when you start to see the world through this lens, you'll realize that every challenge is an opportunity to evolve, to strengthen your character, and to become the person you were meant to be. Discomfort isn't something that happens to you. It's something that you choose to face. And in facing it, you become more than you were before. It's the key to building resilience, adaptability, and strength. And when you embrace discomfort, you unlock the true power within you, the power to face any challenge, to endure any hardship, and to thrive in the face of adversity. So in 2026, stop avoiding discomfort. Step into it, face it, and let it transform you into a stronger, more capable version of yourself. Imagine a situation where everything seems to be going wrong. Your work, your relationships, your health, whatever it may be. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the sheer weight of everything that's not going right. But here's where acceptance becomes powerful. It's not about pretending everything is fine or putting on a happy face. It's about acknowledging the situation for what it is. By accepting what's happening, you stop fighting against it, and you start thinking about how you can navigate it. Instead of sinking into negativity or despair, you shift your focus to finding solutions. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing to engage with life as it is, not as you wish it were. Acceptance gives you a sense of control in a world that often feels unpredictable and chaotic. It reminds you that your power lies not in changing the world around you, but in choosing your own response. Think about it. When you resist what's happening, you're giving your power away to circumstances. You're allowing external events to dictate how you feel, how you react, and how you live. But when you accept the reality of the situation, you take that power back. You say, "This is happening. I can't change that. But how I respond is up to me." And in that moment, you regain control. You can choose to move forward, to adapt, and to find a way to make the situation work for you. Life will hand you difficult moments, but you decide whether those moments define you or strengthen you. Acceptance is the first step in that process. It's the acknowledgement that while life may not always be what you want it to be, you always have the power to decide who you will become in response to it. But acceptance is not resignation. Resignation is a passive surrender, a giving up without effort or hope. It's saying, "This is the way it is, and there's nothing I can do about it." Acceptance, on the other hand, is active. It's a choice to engage with reality as it is, without letting it control you. It's the decision to find meaning in the struggle, to look for lessons in the hardships, and to use those lessons to become a stronger person. It's the understanding that life's challenges don't have to break you. They can build you. It's through facing adversity with acceptance that we find our true strength. In 2026, practice the art of acceptance. When things don't go your way, don't resist them. Don't waste energy fighting the inevitable. Instead, step back, breathe, and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I respond in a way that moves me forward, even in this challenging moment? Embrace the struggle. Use it as a tool for growth. The more you practice acceptance, the more you'll see that it's not about how hard life hits you. It's about how you stand up after each blow. You have the power to shape your response, and that's where your true strength lies. Remember, acceptance isn't about passively accepting defeat or being okay with suffering. It's about acknowledging the reality of the situation and then deciding how to move forward with strength and resilience. Every challenge, every setback is an opportunity to grow, to become more resilient, and to live a life that aligns with your values. The power of acceptance is that it gives you the space to choose how you engage with life, no matter what happens. You can choose to rise above the difficulty, to learn from it, and to become stronger because of it. So, in the coming year, embrace acceptance. Life is unpredictable, but you are not powerless. You have the ability to choose how you respond to whatever comes your way, and that is the true power of Stoicism. The ability to accept what we cannot control and to choose how we respond, no matter what. When you embrace acceptance, you take back control of your life, and that's when true change happens. Remember, the power to shape your life is in your hands. No matter what challenges come your way, you have the strength to respond with purpose and resilience. Life may not always go the way you want, but how you choose to engage with it makes all the difference. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal. If you found value in this, I invite you to continue your journey toward growth by watching one of the suggested videos on the screen. Keep embracing the challenges ahead, and remember, your path is yours to shape.